There we go. We're recording. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new series that I'm going to be doing on the channel. So yeah, this is going to be pretty much myself and a guest going through top 10 favorite movies of a certain actor or actress. So yeah, I'm going to be having a guest on, and this week I'm joined by Pete, Playtender Guy.
Hey everyone, thanks ever so much for the invite, Andy. Been really
No,
looking forward to this.
no problem, Pete. No problem at all. So yeah, we're going to be discussing Peter's chosen Clint Eastwood. So we're going to be going over our top 10 favorite Clint Eastwood movies. And yeah, I'm going to leave a link as well in the description to Pete's channel. So please go and check him out. I wanted Pete on first because Pete was the first person that I sort of got really talking to on YouTube. And I think the rest is history, Pete, about 4 years ago. And we've
Yeah,
been doing live streams, countless live streams together. And yeah,
unbelievable amount. Must be about nearly 200. You were like
yeah.
one of the first people to comment on the streams, and then the next one you joined as a guest, and you've been there ever since.
Oh no, thanks for putting up with me, Pete.
No, you're brilliant. You are. You have such an incredible knowledge, and you're a brilliant friend. I couldn't ask for anyone better to be a
Same,
co-host.
same to you, Pete. Same to you. Yeah, just honoured to have you on as the first person on this little series that I'm doing. So yeah, it's
I
I've
feel
got quite a
honoured to
few
be
people.
asked.
Yep, no problem. I've got quite a few people lined up as well. So yeah, this is hopefully going to be a fun series and entertaining for people. So yeah, the premise of it is I'm going to have a guest on. I'm going to ask the guest beforehand to pick an actor that they really like watching. Put a top 10 list together. I'm going to put a top 10 list together, and we're just going to go through and have a good fun time chatting about them and seeing if we make any matches along the way as well. But yeah, it's just going to be fun to see and fun to get chatting to yourself and some other people in the community. So yeah, with this episode, our main focus as well for this show is going to be Clint Eastwood. So just to clarify as well, we are going to be the ranking myself and Pete has done. We are going to be just looking at him as an actor, not a director. So it's not going to be, we're not ranking him in terms of his directing ability or anything like that. It's just purely Clint Eastwood as an actor when it comes to our list. So yeah, other than that, Pete, shall we get into some of your honourable mentions
Yeah.
that didn't quite make your list, but you still
Well,
enjoyed?
trying to make the list of top tens was incredibly hard, especially with some sequels as well.
Mm,
But I've tried the best I can, but I've got quite a few honourable mentions. So the first one's going to be Coogan's Bluff.
yeah,
I think that's a cracking little film and a nice little sort of precursor to what would eventually become Dirty Harry. It's a lot of fun and again a very cool role for him to do. And the same director as Dirty Harry as well, Don Segal.
yeah,
Um, as I tried not to want to have like sequels in the list, too many of them, I just put Magnum Force as another honorable mention. It is a fantastic film, definitely the second best of the Dirty Harry films, and very small drop in quality. I like the way that Harry's development as a character evolves in that one, and as well David Soul in it as well. That role actually got on the role of Starsky and Hutch as well, which is great to
yeah,
see. Also, quite a very underrated one, Bridges of Madison County. He also directed that one, starred with Meryl Streep, and that was like a nice alternative film that you wouldn't really expect from him. A more mature and quite a nice little love story, and wonderfully shot. And I definitely do need to get that on a Blu-ray. Fistful of Dollars, a remake essentially of Yo Jimbo, but brilliantly performed by Clint Eastwood. One of the few stepping stones to making him a star, and we'll talk about the film, no doubt, that really made him a star. That was a western. Another one's like Two Mills for Sister Sarah, another great film. Honky Tonk Man and High Plains Drifter. Oh, and I was going to actually put this one in my top 10, but I just took out because he's kind of really like a secondary character. It's more Kevin Costner's film, but A Perfect World, another brilliant film.
yeah. That's some great choices there, Pete. But just didn't quite make your top 10. Yeah, no, that's absolutely grand. So yeah, I'll reel off some of mine. that didn't make my top 10. Pale Rider didn't make my top 10. The Outlaw Josie Wales, Hang 'em High, Coogan's Bluff, Where Eagles Dare, Paint Your Wagon. It's daft, but I kind of like that movie. Yeah. Two Mules for Sister Sarah, Kelly's Heroes.
Yeah, great film.
Yeah, The Beguiled, Joe Kidd, High Plains Drifter, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, the Gauntlet. I thought that was a cracking film, but didn't quite make my list. The Every Which Way movies, they're daft, but they're fun.
They're so much fun. They really showcase like his comedic side.
Yeah. With Clyde the orangutan.
Yeah.
Tightrope, Heartbreak Ridge, The Rookie, one you mentioned, the Bridges of Madison County, Absolute Power, True Crime, Space Cowboys, Bloodwork, and Trouble with the Curve. They're all ones that didn't make my list, but
what amount of films there for honorable mentions for any actor. That would be an incredible CV, and we've still got 10 amazing films to go through.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are all of our honorable mentions. So do you want to kick off the list, Pete, with your number 10?
Yep, I've got it here, and it is Pale Rider.
Pale Rider.
Yeah, really great little Western. It came out in a decade when it wasn't really prevalent to have a Western. It was the only Western he did in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. But really enjoyed. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it was. I think the name as well is really cool because of Pale Rider, because it's like a spirit, isn't it? Like one of the horsemen of the apocalypse. The way that his character is introduced as well, it's really cool. And the final of it, the final third of it, where he goes through the town and dispatches some of the foes, is just so brilliantly done. It's a really fantastically directed film by him as well. I had a great time with it. I've only ever seen it once, and I do think on a rewatch, I think I'm going to enjoy it even more. Apparently, he had his only ever injury, or his worst injury on this film, where a horse actually fell through the ice and he went flying through, and he had a dislocated shoulder out of the whole incident. But for a film in the 80s, a great Western and pretty underrated, I think. But yeah, that's a Pale Rider.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's one I remember it being like one of his more violent movies as well, I think.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it is. Even though it's a 15, it is surprisingly violent for 15.
I'm long overdue a rewatch of that one, and I did get the 4K Steelbook as well that you've got of it. But yeah, it's just a really good Eastwood Western. Yeah, really, really enjoy that one. Yeah. So yeah, my number 10. Now, my number 10, I'll just say this. I mentioned this to you before we started recording, but my number 10 through 5, I don't have a physical sleeve for them because I have the big Eastwood set, so I only have them on disc. But yeah, I've put them in an empty Blu-ray case. So my number 10 is The Mule, one of his more recent movies. So yeah, this is again I've got a soft spot for this one because it's one I actually went to the cinema to see with my dad, and we both just sat down and watched it. But this is actually it's actually quite a nice little film, but I don't think that's the right way to describe it, given its subject matter. So it pretty much stars Clint Eastwood, who is, he's sort of spends most of his time at this community center, and he doesn't really get on with his family at all, and he sort of gets spotted by these drug dealers, and they sort of clock on that maybe they could use him to start smuggling drugs across the country because he draws very, very little attention from the law and the police. So he's pretty much the perfect mule for them, hence the title of the movie. But of course, as the movie goes on, things don't get come to the happy ending that we would expect. But I just thought it was a really sort of good, nice movie. But when he gets paid all this money as well for what he's doing, he pumps it back into the community. He tries to make amends with his family, his wife, played by Diane Wiest, as well. Bradley Cooper's the cop who's on his trail in the movie. But I just think it's a really, really good movie. It's not his best, but there's just something about it that I quite like, and quite find it enjoyable. So, yeah, my number 10's The Mule. Yeah,
great film. I think like that's probably one of his final best films that he acted in. That I do enjoy
yeah.
that one. I've only ever seen it the once, but I remember having a good time with it. It's a great drama, great performance by him. Again, like how old was he in that film? Like when
He
he
must have
made
been
it,
in his late 80s. Yeah,
late 80s. It's
yeah,
unbelievable. The man's still making films in his 90s. Who can say that? It's incredible.
yeah,
And that's another one of his directed films as well, isn't it? The Mule.
yeah, yeah. And he still was still directing them. I think he did a few more. I think he did Richard Jewell, Juror number 2, and Cry Macho after that. I think not in that order, but yeah, he was
It's incredible.
still making good movies, and that is will be one of his best later ones in my opinion. Anyway, so yeah, just
Totally
really
agree.
enjoy The Mule. So yeah, that's my number 10. So your number 9, Pete?
Number 9 is one of his later ones, Gran Torino. Oh,
Yep.
what a fantastic film! I remember picking this one up, never seeing it at all, but always wanted to watch it. Remember seeing the artwork in Blockbusters of all things, walking by, thinking, "What the heck's that about?" And finally watched it about 5 or 6 years ago. Watched the trailer beforehand. Shouldn't have done so because it made it look like an action film, and it's totally not. It is just a fantastic character study, a brilliant drama about this old Vietnam vet who's a bit old and grizzled and hasn't had the greatest of life. And his family are kind of just like poo-pooing him, don't really want to know him. He's lost his wife, and then he's got some new neighbors come in, and that people may think he's not a very nice guy. Obviously, the whole "get off my lawn" line and all that, it's been quite iconic with this film. But the way his character develops, and obviously not to judge a book by its cover, he's just a wonderful guy who tries to do the best for everybody, and how he takes this young boy under his wing and try and get him away from the gangs and try and raise him up quite well, as he hasn't really got a father figure, and then he's getting involved with the family next door as well. It's just a superb film. It's got quite a few little laughs here and there, but it's also got that like traditional late Eastwood sort of tragedy nearing the end as well. I just think it's so great. His son pops up in a small little cameo here. What's his name? Scott Eastwood. I think it might have been his first ever on-screen role. But yeah, really enjoy it. It's kind of, say, a bit like A Dog Day Afternoon. You'll start off laughing at it, but then at the end you'll cry. And obviously the Gran Torino itself is a magnificent car, but superb film, and I really do hope it gets a 4K one day. Just so brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. That is also one of his best from this century. I think it's just it's a cracking film. I've got it on my list. It's a little bit higher, but yeah, it's it's a fantastic movie. I really enjoy that one. So yeah, my number 9 is A Perfect World.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, I really enjoy this one. I might enjoy it maybe a bit more than some of the other films on my list, but it's low as it is as number 9 because it's more of a Kevin Costner movie than a Clint Eastwood movie. Clint Eastwood's it's more of a supporting role in this movie, but yeah, so it just sort of follows Kevin Costner, who's from what I remember, I think he's been released from prison or he escapes from prison, and he sort of befriends this young boy, and they end up sort of going on. He ends up going on the run from the law, and Clint Eastwood is pretty much the cop trying to track him down. But it's just all about the relationship between Kevin Costner and this young lad that goes along the way. It's just a brilliant film. It looks amazing. It's so well acted. But yeah, it's my number 9 just because Clint is in more of a supporting role in the movie. But it's just such a great underrated film that hardly gets talked about. But yeah, it's one of Clint's best from the 90s. I think just absolutely adore this movie. So yeah, that is my number 9. Perfect World.
Totally agree. Just as I said earlier, narrowly missed my list because Clint's not that prevalent in it, as you said, a secondary role. But For an acting tour de force, Kevin, what's his name? Hit me, I forgot.
Kevin Costner, yeah.
Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner is like, he has a lot of critics, but that film is one of his finest acting performances, and the young lad in it as well. He is very good. I don't know whether he did any other acting role after that.
I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, such a great film, and that's in a decade with some other great directed Clint Eastwood films. That man was on fire in the 90s as well, even getting on the age he was.
Absolutely, yeah. I just think it's just such an underrated film. It just doesn't get the love it deserves, and I think he did an amazing job getting that performance out of Costner, who was also a good director at the time himself, with like Dances of Wolves. But yeah, it's just a really good movie. Really, really enjoy it. If anyone watching this hasn't seen A Perfect World, please do yourself a favor and dig a copy out somewhere, because it's just a wonderful movie.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Right, Pete. So you're moving on to your number 8.
Yeah, number 8 is another later film, and kind of a nice sort of compliment to Gran Torino, even though it came before, $1 Million Baby.
You know what? I'm just going to stop you there because it's also my number 8 as well.
Really?
Oh yeah, we can have a chat about this one. Yeah, so yeah, my number 8 is $1 Million Baby as well. Yeah.
What a heartbreaking film it is. Yeah. It's so good. Well, I went into it expecting it to be like a female Rocky, and it ended up being like so much more. Seeing like Clint Eastwood as an aging, what's his character called? Frankie in it, a boxing trainer, raising this, trying to train this girl up to be the best boxer she can be. And then you've got obviously Morgan Freeman as the supporting role as well. A reunion from Unforgiven as well.
Yeah,
of the two actors. And what starts off as like a underdog story, and she finally gets to where she wants to be. Tragedy happens, and it's a film with two halves. Again, very much like Unforgiven. It starts off pretty upbeat, and then the second half, it breaks your heart. And this film probably does it even more. What happens to Hilary Swank's character in this film is absolutely heartbreaking, and the stuff that leads to the end of the film is jaw-dropping and stays with you long after the credits roll. And it's a very topical thing, what happens in the film, and it was controversial back in the day, and it kind of still is now. But again, directed by Clint Eastwood and doing a brilliant role here. The way that him and Hilary Swank together in this film, they have a really good relationship, obviously, as well with Morgan Freeman. But I just think this is superb. Probably is his best film of the 2000s, but it is hard to choose between both Gran Torino and this. But apparently he tried pitching this film for years, and they were like, really, is this going to work? 2 old guys and a girl boxing film, but such an incredible film, and I love it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I actually didn't like it the first time I watched it, simply because this came out, you know, when it come out 2004, so I was about 13, 14 when I got round to watching it, and my taste in movies weren't really sort of calibrated to this type of movie. It was this was like a real sort of heavy drama with a bit of a bleak ending. And I didn't really see much revalue in it in its rewatchability. But as I've grown and my tastes have adjusted, this is just a fantastic drama. It really is. You know, female boxing, I don't think it was the thing back then, what it is today as well either. So it's a little bit ahead of its time in that regards. And I think Clint Eastwood sort of sees something in Hilary Swank. Like he must see like some sort of fire in her or potential in her to want a manager. But yeah, and it all seems to be going perfectly for her with her fights in the ring, and then tragedy strikes, and it's just so frustrating the road that the movie takes from that point, and it's just heartbreaking with what happens. But I won't delve into it too much in case anyone hasn't seen it. But yeah, it's one of his best that he's directed. His second Oscar win for Best Picture, I think, as well, after Unforgiven.
I think he was the oldest person to get a Best Director at the time when this film came out.
Well.
at 73 or 4, I think he was.
Wow. Yeah, because he killed it with this movie. Everything about it, the sort of having to take on this new boxer in Hilary Swank's character, and then sticking with her and the problems she has with her family as well towards the end of the movie, given the state she's in. But yeah, it's just a fantastic drama and a great sports movie as well. But yeah, it's both of our number 8s. So yeah, that's $1 Million Baby. It's a fantastic film. So
it is such a great film, and I find the way that Clint Eastwood does like a lot of these dramas, they do feel very grounded and very believable. The characters feel like real characters, unlike a lot of movies nowadays where they kind of just feel caricatures. These do feel like living people. And again, $1 Million Baby, Gran Torino are perfect examples of that. All flawed characters, but they have such great depth.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more with that, Pete. Yeah, so that's our number 8, $1 Million Baby. Your number 7, Pete?
Number 7 is Tightrope.
Oh, Tightrope, okay.
I never picked this. I never heard of this one until I was like searching online for like Blu-rays and just thought I'll pick it up, see what it's like. And it's a lot of fun. It kind of nickname it kind of Kinky Harry because it feels like a Dirty Harry.
Kinky Harry.
It feels like a Dirty Harry film, but kind of mixed up with a cruising, but for straight people. It is a cracking little crime drama, and there's like even like little hints of like giallo in it as well, with the killer being first person views with all the gloves as well. Sandra Locke was originally going to be in it, but apparently Warner Brothers didn't want her in because they were fed up with her in it. They were fed up with her in all the Clint Eastwood films. They were saying like all audience were getting a bit fed up with her. But I find this is a really underrated detective drama. And you see Clint in a different light here, definitely way more saucy compared to what you get in Dirty Harry. But it's a really cool, dark thriller. And I do hope more people watch it. And it's a shame that this Blu-ray is just a plain old Blu-ray with no special features. I would have loved to hear more about behind the scenes of what went on, and it's still got one of the funniest lines I've seen in a film where he's just driving around and this film is so bloody serious, and you got Clint trying to get this criminal whilst going in all these underground sex places, and then his daughter says, "Daddy, what's a hard-on?" Stops the car in the middle of the traffic. and he's it just takes you out of the movie. You can tell he's a great cop, but he doesn't know what to do as a dad. And then he just makes up some rubbish. And then later on, he has a lady friend come round, and she says, "Oh, Daddy, you got a hard on," in front of the woman. So there's 2 hilarious moments in this film, but I really do like it. And if you haven't seen Tightrope, I highly recommend it. It kind of feels like a sort of naughtier version of a Dirty Harry film if we ever actually got a 6th film.
Yeah, I'm sold on a rewatch of that because I haven't seen it in a while. So you've sold it to me again. But I do remember it being like quite a decent little near the knuckle detective type of movie. But yeah, it's one I've not seen in a while. So I have to give that a rewatch.
Oh wow! I hope you enjoy it when you give it a rewatch.
Yeah, so that was your number 7.
Yeah,
Tightrope, fantastic. My number 7 is one you've mentioned, and that's Gran Torino.
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, he's just a bit of a narky bastard in this movie, isn't he? This is like the most sort of grisly I think he's been in one of his movies. And again, another directed Clint Eastwood movie. Sort of in the lead role, and he's definitely a man in this movie who likes to keep himself to himself, but where he lives is it's sort of gang ridden. I think he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time where in his life, and he's sort of set in his ways and doesn't really like new people interacting with him. And yeah, he just sort of ends up befriending this kid who sort of breaks into his house, but they sort of still form a bit of a bond there. And he does everything he can to sort of stop this kid from going down the wrong path. and there's this car that he owns, the Gran Torino that he owns, which is a stunning vehicle. And yeah, I don't want to get too deep into it because of how the movie ends. It's a rough ending. It's heartbreaking again. Sort of on that same vein as $1 Million Baby with the way it goes. It just you don't want it to end that way when you're watching it. But yeah, it's just a great. You want to see like a good Eastwood performance where he just plays like a grizzled old man, miserable as fuck. Yeah, give Gran Torino a go because it's so well done, so well executed.
It is. He's the grumpiest he's ever been in that film.
Oh yeah, he's a right fucking narc.
Oh, he is. Different artwork. You get different artwork for all the discs in that.
I think this was they redid the artwork for a lot of the discs for the Eastwood set.
Oh wow!
Except $1 Million Baby, they just left that one. They just
because that isn't Warner Brothers, is it? It's Entertainment and Video.
No. I think. Yeah. So they did redo the Warner Brothers ones. Yeah, like you said, but yeah, it's just a great movie. One of his best again from this century. 2008, 2009, I think it came out. But yeah, it's just a cracking Eastwood movie, and again, still shows that he's got gas in the tank when it comes to making movies.
And how old was he there? In his late 70s?
Late 70s. He must have been, yeah.
The way he's like defied age and just keep on doing these roles, it's stellar. Like, I'm surprised we don't see many people like news websites and that interview him and hear about stories about old Hollywood and all that, because he must have so many stories to tell.
He must be one of the last few Hollywood legends, I think.
There's very few. I think the only one who's really probably older than him is maybe Mel Brooks, and that's about it.
Yeah, possibly.
And Dick Van Dyke. There's very few.
Yeah, there's very few because he must have He must have a whole, a well of knowledge, just from and stories.
Some of the oldest films ever, and how he actually got into Hollywood.
Yeah. No, he's truly cement. I know he's still with us at the time of recording this, but he truly is one of the best, and there's a reason why a lot of people love his movies.
It'll be a very sad day when he passes.
It will. It's inevitable, but it will be sad. Yeah. We've got these great movies to remember him by when the time comes. But yeah,
absolutely, his legacy will long live on, and the amount of films people will watch for generations to come.
Yeah.
And they will hit the heart of many different people in many different ways. Gran Torino, $1 Million Baby, all these films speak to people in a lot of different ways. His characters are so flawed. I mean, a lot of people will look at his character in Gran Torino, think, oh, he's a horrible, bigger, old man. But deep down, he is a good man at heart, and it shows throughout the development of the film. And that's one of the reasons I love his later directed efforts so much, because they just feel so grounded and believable.
Yeah. And he's directed movies where as he's got older, the movies he's been in that he's directed, he's really knocked out some characters catered to that age bracket as well, like Gran Torino and the Mule. I think he's just, absolutely fantastic. Director and actor, but yeah. So yeah, Pete, you're number 6, I believe.
Number 6, yep. And I actually do have a proper physical copy of it now, because my other one was in a Blu-ray box set, but this was kindly given to me by Carlos. So play Misty for me.
Play Misty for me, yeah.
Oh, what a fantastic film. Directorial debut, this film was unbelievable. How the heck did he manage to kick this one out? But it's such a great thriller. It kind of feels like a great precursor to like Fatal Attraction, Hell Have No Fury, Like a Woman Scorned. The way that this obsessed fan does not leave him alone. He's a womanizer. He's a DJ late at night, and this woman just will not leave him alone. And how she just becomes obsessed with him. It's terrifying. It is a horror film in sheep's clothing, and this artwork really showcases it. Wow. It's one of the few films during this Clint Eastwood era where he's really quite vulnerable. The use of the Roberta Black's The First Time I've Ever Saw Your Face is haunting in this film. even the director Dirty Harry and Coogan's Bluff, Don Segal's in this film. He makes a cameo as the barman as well.
Oh, wow.
But it is one of the finest thrillers of the 70s, and for first time directed film, it's incredible. But yeah, some of the special features on it, I have checked them out, and it's great. The documentaries as well. So, Carlos, if you're watching, thanks ever so much. But yeah, such an amazing film. Love it. And hopefully one day we will get a 4K of this because it is a very important part of his filmography and quite a trendsetter as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost Fatal Attraction before Fatal Attraction.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I do have it on my list again, but again, it is a little bit higher. But yeah, that is a great pick, Pete. It's just a great movie that showcased what was to come. A great starting point for him as a director, anyway. But yeah, as an actor in it, yeah, he's just really, really good in that movie. Yeah, I'll talk about it a bit more later on. But yeah,
yeah, and you also see the film advertised in Dirty Harry as well.
Yeah, yeah. That was a nice nod that when I noticed that, but yeah, really good. So my number 6 is, we're going back to 1979 with this one. That is Escape from Alcatraz.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, this is a really, really good prison movie. Really enjoy this one. Set on Alcatraz. It just sort of follows a group of prisoners that sort of decide that kind of like enough's enough now, and they just plan. The whole movie is just about planning this escape that is that's going to take place on Alcatraz. I will say the warden of the prison in this movie is just one of the most harsh characters ever with what he does. He constantly is wanting to let the prisoners know who's in charge. He's taken away privileges left, right, and center of people, and it causes mental breakdowns in the movie as well. And yeah, it just sets up wonderfully for a hellhole basically, and these characters want to sort of get away. I won't say what happens, whether they escape or not, just in case anyone hasn't seen it, but it is a really, really good escape prison movie. It's probably not as famous as movies like The Great Escape or other movies like that, but this is definitely one that's up there. It has that vibe to it. And yeah, it's just a really, really good Clint Eastwood movie to showcase his earlier movies. If you want to check this one out, yeah, I love Escape from Alcatraz. I think it's great. So yeah, that's my number 6, Escape from Alcatraz.
That's a great one. I haven't seen that in must be about 15 years. I remember watching it on ITV4 and really enjoying it. It's been a damn long time since I watched it, but I remember the warden being an absolute awful piece of work, made their lives a misery. No wonder they wanted to escape. But it's a very good point. Like, obviously, The Great Escape gets more notability, but Escape from Alcatraz is really good. And if people haven't checked it out, they are in for a treat. It's a great, kind of a bit of an underrated Clint Eastwood film because I never see a lot of people talk about that one.
No, it's obviously when you think of Clint Eastwood back then, I think you think more of the westerns, which is absolutely right as well, because his westerns are so great. But yeah, Escape from Alcatraz was just, I think, a bit more of a grounded movie. It almost feels timeless as well, because it's just it's a prison escape movie, so they'll always sort of be relevant. But yeah, it's just a cracking movie, just a cracking film.
The claustrophobic nature of the prison as well. You can feel the tension going on around it. It's brilliant. I'm long overdue a rewatch of that one.
Yeah, just a really good Eastwood movie. Yeah, Escape from Alcatraz. So yeah, that's my number 6. So moving on to your number 5, Pete.
Number 5 is a 90s Clint Eastwood film, and it's In the Line of Fire.
Yeah, that's a banger of a movie.
It is. I managed to watch this, must have been about 5 or 6 years ago on TV, and was like, I've never seen this before. What's this Clint Eastwood film? And what a brilliant little thriller this one is. Not only is Clint Eastwood still doing stunts, how old was he in this film? Like 60 odd?
Yeah.
But It's incredible. What was it now? He was a bodyguard for JFK, and this John Malkovich character is superb as the villain. The whole backstory with the JFK, the flashback to that when he was the security officer, was brilliantly implemented, and I like the fact how they played into his age as well. They did as well. Like he had like heart problems and all that, and he's not a superhero. And I like the fact that it's believable and real. It's a very good thriller. I've seen this film must be about 4 or 5 times since watching it on TV. I thought it was just brilliant. As I said before, John Malkovich plays off very well with Clint Eastwood. His villain is brilliant, and some of the scenes in it are terrifying.
Yeah.
He is very, very unhinged in this film, and I read up that apparently before playing the role, he hid himself from the world for about a month in his house, just trying to get this role set down, and he did a brilliant job. I think there's a sequence in this film where he goes into somebody's house and kills somebody. I was like, whoa, that is really rough. But yeah, it's superbly directed by Peterson. What's his name? William Peterson? Wolfgang Peterson.
Yeah.
Who Clint Eastwood specifically asked to direct it, and still did some of his stunts in this. The bit where he's hanging off the 6-story roof, he actually did hang off it. Obviously, he didn't jump over, but to be like in his 60s and doing that, it is a great film, highly rewatchable. Again, another banger from the 90s. Again, for a guy in his 60s, so many incredible films from the 90s, and there's still another one to come from him. And love it. Rene Russo as well in the supporting role. I think she's delightful and one of the best looking 4K. So, mind you, we've still got the best looking 4K to come up, but this isn't no slouch. Like, brilliant film.
No, I completely agree with everything you said there. It's not just one of Clint's best crime thrillers from the 90s. I think it's just one of the best crime thrillers from the 90s period.
Yeah.
It's just a fantastic movie. Again, it's one on my list. It's a little bit higher, but it's I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah.
But it's just a fantastic movie. So that was your number 5 in the line of fire.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 5 is Unforgiven.
Ooh.
So this is probably one of the greatest westerns to come out in the 90s, I think.
Yeah.
This is just an absolutely stacked cast. You know, Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Richard Harris, Morgan Freeman. Again, just what a wonderful movie. It sort of sees Clint as like a retired sort of Western agent, and he's brought back into it because Gene Hackman's just ruling this town with an iron fist. He's almost like a virus in this town of just pure nastiness and evil with the way he is. But yeah, Clint's been brought back out of retirement to sort of handle things and bring back the status quo, I think, to this small town. But yeah, I think it was his first movie that he directed to win Best Picture as well, and for him to win Best Director. But this is just a fantastic Western. The scenery in it is. I always remember that shot on the train where Richard Harris is like shooting the pheasants. That always sticks out to me when I watch this. But yeah, it's just powerhouse acting in this movie. Some of the best acting that Hollywood's produced, I think, in this film. It's a tremendous movie, and yeah, I just absolutely love it. So that's my number 5 pick, Unforgiven.
Brilliant pick. That one's a little bit higher up on my list, but what an impeccable film. The acting talent there, supreme. Late great Gene Hackman. Need I say more?
Just you say those 4 names, Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris. You're in for something with quality right there, straight away. So that's my number 5, Unforgiven.
Such a brilliant.
Cheers, Pete. You're number 4 then. Yeah.
Number 4 is quite high. It's The Outlaw Josie Wales.
Outlaw Josie Wales, yeah.
Yep, I've seen this film a couple of times. It's been a damn long time since I've watched it. I need to check out this 4K of it, but I've heard the picture quality is incredible. But this is such a great brutal western, and another one directed by Clint. It might, wow, I say it might be his best western. It's slowly getting that way because each time I've watched it, I've enjoyed it more, and I do believe that this may be my favorite of his later on down the road after a few more rewatches because it's just fantastic. The story here is great. Josie Wells trying to avenge his family's death and how he's getting back into the community, going with all these Indian tribes and all that. It's great. I really enjoy it. And I feel like might be one again. Like there's a lot of films where Clint is really cool. I just think he's effortlessly cool and has such aura about him as the character of Josie Wells in here. He really does showcase such a brilliant performance here. And what else was I going to say? There's some great little quotes here as well. What was it now? Are you going to pull a pistol or whistle Dixie? Is that one of the quotes? I think so. Just so great. It's a brilliant film. It's been a little while since I've seen it, but this film's like about 2.5 hours or just over 2 hours. Flies by. One of the more fast-paced westerns. And again, this is the first one he starred alongside Sandra Locke in as well. So first of like 5 or 6 films. I think the final one that she starred in was Sudden Impact, the 4th Dirty Harry film, which he did direct. But she's great in this, and she's a very good actress as well, sadly missed. But yeah, and obviously there's the dying ain't much of a living boy scene as well, which is brilliant. The more and more I talk about it, the more and more I want to go and give this a watch at the weekend. But cannot wait to rewatch this and the 4K. But definitely one of his best westerns, and I can see, as I said before, going up the list as one of his best. But yeah, love it.
Yeah, I can't fault you there, Pete, for picking that one. It didn't quite make my list, but yeah, it's your number 4. So
yeah,
Lord
it's
Josie
definitely
Wales,
grown on me a lot, and I can see it probably reaching number 2 or 3 in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, no, that's a fantastic pick. So my number 4, one you mentioned earlier, Play Misty for me.
Amazing.
So yeah, this is the 4K. This is the Kino Lorber.
Is it?
I had to get this one imported, but yeah, this is just God. Yeah, one of these movies to sort of deal with harassment, but I think not many movies dealt with harassment from the male point of view.
No,
where the male's being harassed by a female.
It's still quite a rare one today, isn't it?
Yeah. To be honest, it in movies, I think it usually seems to be the other way around, but it's quite rare, especially for Hollywood, to sort of deal with that sort of topic where the gender roles have been reversed. But yeah, it's just a great movie, so well executed. It ramps up the creepiness as well from the is to be girlfriend in it, who just is absolutely unhealthily obsessed with him in this film. Like, she is determined to ruin his life in order for her to just possess him and own him in her way, on her own terms. It's just frightening, and it's just so well played, because when you see the couple meet for the first time in the movie at that bar, you think, oh, okay, well, this could possibly potentially go somewhere, and it all seems fine, but then quickly takes a nosedive. Things are just, it's just really, really unsettling, really, really creepy, and yeah, it's just a fantastic movie, fantastic creepy thriller. And again, like you said as well, a directorial debut. What a film to start from. I know he had a hand in directing Dirty Harry as well, but this was, I think, completely 100% him behind the camera, and yeah, it just works. It just works so well. It's just a fantastic get under your skin type of thriller. that still holds up today. 55 years later, it still works. So
there's been nothing else quite like it, especially from the male gaze of it.
Yeah, it's sort of one of a kind of its definitely of its generation now. I mean, you may have a few movies now. The closest I'd say is probably Fatal Attraction. But again, that is this and Fatal Attraction are still different, despite dealing with similar themes. But yeah, it's just a great early Eastwood movie that he was in, and yeah, it's just a fantastic thriller. So that's my number 4. Yeah, Play Misty for me.
Brilliant pick. One thing I like about Eastwood with his directorial style and the films that he makes, they're very zigs where Hollywood zags. He'll make films like Play Misty for me, or again like Gran Torino, that you wouldn't normally see Hollywood want to make, but because obviously he's got so much clout with the legacy he has, he can make these films, and it's great to see. The leading lady in Play Misty for me, she is relentless in that. The way that she can go from nice as pie to deranged is amazing.
Yeah, because she will do something extreme and horrible, and then as soon as she realizes what she's done, she's just nothing but apologetic in a borderline embarrassing way.
Yeah,
it's just it completely switches, and it just works so well.
Definitely, like after watching that film, you'd be a bit more dubious about meeting somebody in a bar.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was my number 4, Play Misty for me. So your bronze place, Pete, number 3.
Yeah, it is Unforgiven.
Unforgiven. Yeah.
Absolute classic. Seen this quite a few times, but unfortunately still haven't checked out the 4K. But it, as you said, the first one we won an Oscar for Best Picture, and rightly so. This is a sort of the end of the era of the Western, or the Wild West, all that sort of stuff's going out, and the new age is coming in. And I love that sort of backdrop for a Western. It makes for very more interesting characters, and his character is aging, used to be all in doing all the cowboy stuff, and now he's just wants a peaceful life, get away from it all, but then he's dragged back into it. Gene Hackman here is superb. He is having the time of his life here playing this guy. The way that he comes in with the charm offensive and then does all these horrible things to people and upsets this whole town is brilliant. The thing is here, even though it is a Clint Eastwood film and he is the main character, every single character here of the main 4 cast here do incredible. Richard Harris is only in the film for like 15 minutes, but he steals the whole show. He does. He is brilliant in this film. And when he pops up, it's like, who's this guy? He is great. And then he disappears for the rest of the film. But my word, he is on fire, Richard Harris. Then obviously Morgan Freeman as well, one of the finest actors out there. And him and Clint Eastwood have such a great dynamic together that obviously we'll see later on in $1 Million Baby. But his performance here, Clint, is superb. The way that the film is shot, the dialogue here is great. It takes a hard thing to kill a man. It's a hard thing killing a man. That whole speech is brilliant. And I like how at the end of the film, at the credits, it does say dedicated to Leone and Don Segal as well. So he dedicated it to like the guys who helped him get in the business. Incredible film, superb final act, and quite a sad final act as well. Love it, and well deserved every possible way. And again, getting on a bit, but still delivering an incredible performance. Such a superb film.
Worthy of all the accolades. I think it won at the Oscars as well. So just a fantastic movie. So that's your number 3, Unforgiven.
Yeah.
My number 3 is another movie that you mentioned earlier. It's In the Line of Fire.
Oh, very nice.
So just echoing what you've said, this is it's just a great thriller.
It is
from start to finish. It's sees Clint Eastwood as this agent who's assigned to protect the president, and again, he's just got a great past in this because he was assigned to protect JFK and was unfortunately unsuccessful. JFK died under his watch, and that comes back to haunt him quite a bit in this movie because you've got John Malkovich, who, if you're going to cast someone as a creepy villain, John Malkovich is just a perfect choice. He completely sort of toys with him. He knows everything about him. He's been studying him for years, you can tell. And he constantly sort of plays back to him that JFK unsuccessful protection that he was assigned to do. And he just reminds him of it all the time when he's in contact with him. And they're just hunting this killer who's pretty much said he's going to kill the president at a big public event. But they don't know how to do it. And yeah, he's just a great master of disguise in it as well. John Malkovich, the way he has all these makeups, and they have like creative characters they make with him as well. And he's so creepy as well when the scene where he's at the bank and he follows the bank teller home.
Oh yeah.
That is just, the build up to that is creepier than what actually happens. I think it's just, she turns around and he's stood in the doorway. It's just so unsettling.
It is.
Yeah, it's just a really, really good, yeah, just 90s thriller.
It's one of the finest thrillers of the 90s. There were so many great ones in the 90s, but yeah, I think that's up there. It's either top 2 or 3. It's so brilliant.
Yeah, it's just excellent. It's an excellent movie. I think it does take a little bit of time to get going, but once you pass that, the rest of it is just a thrill ride. It's just
non-stop.
It's just great. And you see, John Malkovich, even the bit where he's sort of assembling the plastic gun he's made. So it won't set the metal detectors off. It's just so clever. I just absolutely love it. He's leaving these messages for Clint Eastwood all the time, and
the cat and mouse chase in it is perfectly done.
Yeah, I could not agree more. It's just a great thriller, great crime movie. One of Eastwood's best from the 90s as well. It's just so good.
Totally
just absolutely love it. So yeah, that's my number 3 in the line of fire. Yeah, so coming in at second place for you, Pete, with the silver medal.
That's got to be The Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah, what an amazing film. I remember watching this as a kid and used to love it. Clint Eastwood, Lee Van Cleef in it, just the pinnacle of the Western. The film that really put him on the map after Fistful of Dollars and A Few Dollars More. It just felt like it was perfected with The Good and Bad, the Ugly. It's a lengthy film, and no means about it. It's like nearly 3 hours. Well, some of the cuts are 3 hours, I think.
Yeah.
But it just flies by. It's beautifully shot, superbly acted. As I said, it is a thing that made Clint Eastwood a star. Lee Van Cleef is perfect here as the bad. And yeah, some of the action scenes here, obviously the iconic score, the way that is shot with them looking at each other's eyes, the standoffs. There's so much you could say about this film. Like, you could talk for essentially like 3 hours about how amazing this film is and still would be scratching the surface. Sergio Leone's masterpiece, definitely. I do like Once Upon a Time in the West. I think that's amazing, but for me, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly is just that little bit better. And I think, the Arrow did an absolute tremendous work here with this, giving it a truly wonderful release for all 3 of them. And this one is a packed set with like 4 discs. And you do get like a documentary with this one as well. But yeah, it is such an impeccable film, and I cannot wait to rewatch it. I definitely want to do the whole trilogy again, get a nice long afternoon and give them all a rewatch, because they deserve it, and truly is a piece of film history it is. And there'll never be a Western quite like The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, no matter how many people try. It is a once-in-a-lifetime film, and it's incredible.
That is a great pick, Pete. It's Good, the Bad, and the Ugly might just be one of the greatest movies ever made, period. Yeah. It's one of the greatest contributions to cinema, I think, that movie. There's a reason why the Arrow Special Edition 4K sold out in minutes, and I think the other two are still available. But yeah, it's just a fantastic Western, one of the best.
If an alien came to Earth and you said, alien came to Earth and said, I wanted to see some of your best work of what a film is, that would be one of them. It's just an important piece of film history, and I'm assuming it has been archived away somewhere in a protection vault for like film historians.
Yeah, to be preserved, I think, because it's just it's such an important film.
It is. And it's amazing. Sergio Leone did all three films in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, wonderful. So your number two, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. My number two, I am cheating a little bit because my number two is the entire trilogy.
Brilliant.
Yeah. The Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I wouldn't watch one of these movies without watching the other two. If I'm going to sit down and delve into these wonderful westerns, these one of the greatest trilogies I think ever made as well. Pinnacle spaghetti westerns. If you say spaghetti westerns, these are the three movies that I and probably a lot of other people would immediately jump to. These were the ones that would come to mind first. I think, these are just such a wonderful set of movies. If I was to quickly rank them, I would probably say For a Few Dollars More might be my personal favorite, and then followed by The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and then A Fistful of Dollars. Not taking anything away, these are still all three fantastic must watches. I think The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is definitely a must own, but the other two are definitely all three are must watches. In my opinion, but they don't really sort of follow a full cohesive story as well. There's a lot of actors that do pop in the movies, but they're playing different roles in the movies as they go along. But that was a common thing for spaghetti westerns as well. For actors to reprise in a sequel and play a different character. But yeah, these for me, the Good, A Fistful of Dollars. This is pretty much a remake of Kira Kurosawa's Yojimbo.
It is.
He
even got some rights for it. He got the rights to do it in Asian countries, and I think he got like 15% of the global total what it made at the box office. So we got a good little earner out of it.
Yeah, this is a great starting point. If you wanted to get into westerns and you wanted to get into Clint Eastwood movies, this is a fantastic movie to start with. I think it's just sort of torment going on in this town, and the man with no name, or Blondie as he gets known as a bit later on, he's sort of heads in, and he's this epic, mesmerizing bounty hunter to sort of clean up the town. Yeah, it's just a great movie.
Absolutely steam ceiling, chewing the scenery, saying hardly anything, and just owning the screen. The amazing aura he had really is impeccable. The spaghetti westerns that you can't. The Dollars trilogy is the best of them for me. I just love them, and I do agree with you. You can't have one without all the others. It's like the Back to the Future trilogy. You have to watch them all. You
do. It's more of an experience of three movies, I think. That you just have to just sit down and have a completely free afternoon and just immerse yourself
and see how they evolve over these three films. The level of filmmaking here is amazing. And no, spaghetti westerns isn't about all messy plots. It's just a great film series.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
No. But yeah, my personal favorite of the three is for a few dollars more. This one, we have the introduction of Lee Van Cleef in this movie, who is just an exceptional actor. He's playing a different role in this one to what he is in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But this sort of sees, maybe two bounty hunters who both have their strengths and weaknesses team up to try and take down a massive gang who, they have a massive bounty on on this gang, and they decide, let's, instead of approaching it as, individually, let's try and combine our strengths to try and take them both, to try and take the entire gang down. And some of the stuff this gang does is just absolutely horrible, with what they do in this movie. And yeah, it's the partnership of Lee Van Cleef and Clint Eastwood in this movie is just second to none. With what they do,
He's a wonderful addition to the film. I've only actually seen a few dollars more, only once. I do need to give that one a few more rewatches because I've seen the first one and the third one loads of times. But yeah, Lee Van Cleef just plays off really well with Clint Eastwood's in that film perfectly well.
It's all the little stuff as well, like when he's on the train and he's cleaning out his pipe. He's filling it, refilling it with tobacco, and then he has the pistol, and he's adding the extension to the pistol, and all those little intricate things just add up and make the movie. Yeah, they just add up. It's my personal favorite out of the three, but yeah, it's just
there's not a bad film of the trilogy, and whichever is your favorite, definitely for it. They're mesmerizing films, very important films.
And the final of the three, the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is a masterpiece of a movie, in my opinion. But I do think the extended cut is a tad too long. I think maybe the theatrical cut is the way to go with this one. But this again is just a wonderful, wonderful film. You've got Clint Eastwood playing the good, Eli Wallach playing the ugly, and Lee Van Cleef as the bad. So it pretty much follows, Eli Wallach and Clint Eastwood, who are after this treasure that's buried in this graveyard. One of them knows the name of the graveyard, and one of them knows the name of the grave, but neither person is willing to give up the information that they know. And you've got Lee Van Cleef playing the bad, who's also on the trail. And the final sequence of this movie may be one of the greatest endings to a film ever.
One of the most iconic, and the soundtrack as well. Ennio Morricone soundtrack, and
the music.
Ecstasy of Gold is one of the songs called. Amazing.
The music, the Mexican standoff at the end of the movie. Yes. The way the movie leaves off as well is just amazing. When you do get that revelation at the end of the movie where everything comes to its conclusion. It's just a masterclass in filmmaking, isn't it? Really, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's a movie that has stood the test of time, will stand the test of time. 100 years from now, this is still going to be,
people will still be talking about all these films in years to come. They'll be studied. People will be trying to reinvent the Western, trying to capture what that film had, but nothing will ever come close to it.
No, it's just they're just three of the greatest Westerns and greatest movies ever made, I think. They just are. This is a trilogy where I don't watch it a hell of a lot, but when I do, I forget how good it is. Like when I'm going back over it, I'm like, oh damn, it's nice to have memories sort of rekindled when you're watching the movie and you go, I remember now why I loved it.
It's very special films, and probably maybe top 3 or top 2 best trilogies of all time. It is up there.
It's up there. It's in discussion for it. Yeah, it's up there with Lord of the Rings and Back to the Future for me. And and the original Star Wars trilogy. It's up there.
It is incredible stuff. And Arrow just labor love what they've done there with those films.
Yeah, absolutely. They've really put the care in, even when the spines match up to get the good, the bad, and the ugly across the bottom as well. Of how the work they've put into it. They are doing a standard edition release as well of the trilogy on 4K. So if anyone missed these, that's on the horizon. That's going to come.
That looks like a nice little set as well. You still get your booklet with still the bonus discs, just not individually packaged. But again, incredible work by Arrow, and you couldn't ask for more for such important films. And that's the reason why they sold out. And probably fan demand was like, we want another limited edition.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think they did that subsequent set because of how popular those releases were.
I've never seen an Arrow release sold out as quick as The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, which is
No.
no surprise considering how popular the film is.
Yeah.
I was really surprised that Arrow released them. I kind of expected Criterion maybe to release them or something, but Arrow, wow.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shocker that it was Arrow, but I'm glad it was because they've done the movies justice.
Absolutely. The special features, the different cuts, the booklets, the documentaries. It's film lovers by film lovers.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely couldn't agree more. So I was cheating a little bit there, but my number 2 was the Dollars trilogy.
Yeah, totally agree there. Cannot complain at all.
Yeah, and I think possibly we both may have the same number 1.
Yeah, my number 1's Space Cowboys.
Oh, my number 1's Paint Your Wagon.
Oh dear. Nah.
I don't know if you want to show it both at the same time.
All right, 3.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
1. Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Number 1, both of our number 1s, Dirty Harry.
Incredible film. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? It is one of the greatest films of all time. It is what an incredible introduction to the character that Harry Callahan. Super cool, no nonsense cop that doesn't really play by the rules but gets the job done. He has a code of sorts, and whilst it's not always how people like, he gets results. And the reason why he's called Dirty Harry is always a great scene in the film as well. But my word, the story of this straight from the get-go, the Scorpio killer, one of the most terrifying, brilliant performances and villains in cinema history. What's his name? Andrew Robinson. He is relentless. He is terrifying in this film. How he is just relentlessly targeting people, playing innocent as well. For as terrifying as he is, the bit where he gets stabbed in the leg and he goes,
that. Yeah, it's not supposed to be comical, that scene, but it does get me. I can't.
It does. Yeah. It's always got me. I remember watching this on 4K for the first time, and obviously the red of the balaclava he's wearing and the faces pops. Me, this is supposed to be horrific, not hilarious.
Yeah,
but he is just superb in this film and plays off brilliantly against Clint Eastwood here. Obviously the ending on the bus as well. The performance he gives is so scary, it feels realistic, and he actually got death threats because of it. He was that good.
Wow, that's a testament to him, really, isn't it? If he's getting death threats for how good he was.
Yeah, and the only other thing I've seen him in bar this is in Hellraiser. He plays the dad in Hellraiser, and it's totally different in there, like very placid, very calm, just a really nice guy. It's like, wow, he is a very good actor. I don't know what other stuff he's been in. I think he's been in Star Trek as well, but what an incredible, fantastic actor that Clint Eastwood apparently headhunted himself. Apparently saw him in a play on Broadway or something and said, he's the guy I wanted for Scorpio. So
yeah, I've seen him in a couple of other movies. He's in Cobra and
yes, he is. Yeah,
Presume Deadly Pursuit, and I think he's in Child's Play 3 as well.
Yes, he is. Yes.
Yeah, but this is the best I've seen him.
Definitely
in this movie. Yeah, this is probably the greatest cop movie of the 70s, I think.
Totally.
It's up there. It's up there for contention. Yeah, it's just he's Dirty Harry for a reason, isn't he? He's may not get the results the most ethical way, but he still gets the results.
Yeah.
And his Harry Callahan to Andrew Robinson's Scorpio killer are just an immovable object meets, an unstoppable object meets an immovable, thing. Yeah. Is what I'm trying to say. It's just
the saying.
Horses. I've butchered that saying, but fuck it.
It sounds like something I would say.
Yeah. I think people watching probably get the gist of where the angle I was coming in at there. But yeah, it's just the pinnacle good and evil coming together.
Yes.
I think it's just such a wonderful movie. Hard hitting, gritty, just 70s crime movie. San Francisco is just a fantastic setting for this as well. It lends so well to it. The killer in it he's so brutal and unforgiving, and he will just pick out anyone he wants. And then he's completely do a 180 and play the victim in some of the most frustrating scenes of the movie. You were just for this guy to kill who he kills in the way he kills, and then completely play victim and report Dirty Harry for harassment.
Oh, he's a bloody worm in this. How he sits there cowering, terrified. Obviously, there's a scene where he gets the black guy and calls him something, and then he beats him up. Oh, that scene as well.
That scene's horrific. When he's limping at the end of the movie, he really does look like he's been stabbed in the muscle or the bone in his leg, because his limping acting is just amazing.
It is
in this movie, and he gets onto the bus and he's terrifying the bus driver and the kids. It's
and just, they sing "Wheels on the Bus" or something, and
he's making them sing "Wheels on the Bus," but they're on the bus long enough to sort of clock on that something's not right, and all the kids are saying they want to go home, and he starts hitting the kids, and
the bus driver terrified, isn't she? Crying her eyes out, and he's threatening her. Oh, so good.
He threatens to the kids by saying, like, I'm going to come around your house and kill your mums and all this, and it's like this guy just has no level he won't sink to.
Doesn't care at all.
Yeah, just doesn't give a shit. He gets off on killing people in this movie. But yeah, this for me is just the best Clint Eastwood movie. I absolutely love it. What I will say as well, just before the 4K of this, it knocked me on my arse when I watched this. This is demo worthy when it comes to 4K transfers. I think it is just stellar. It is a stellar looking movie. Just wonderful. I'll subsequently just briefly talk about the sequels as well. Magnum Force, I think you probably agree with this. That's the best of the sequels.
It is.
Not as good as Dirty Harry, but still a good film in its own right. The Enforcer, for me, I still like it, but I think that's the worst one.
That is, for me, the weakest one. I like the fact that the woman from Cagney and Lacey's in it. The whole dynamic between her and Clint Eastwood is great, but the whole, is it Eco Warriors in it? I really couldn't get on with the whole story of that film that much at all. That was always the one that I was kind of quite bored of a bit. It's good, but it's just not as good as these other ones.
No. And I think Sudden Impact, brings it back, brings the quality back a bit, I think, because that is more of a revenge thriller.
It is. It's that perfect 80s thriller. And obviously with Clint Eastwood's sort of directorial style of it, it works really well, and kind of leads into a bit of the Play Misty for me thing with a
exactly
as a woman scorn, and Sandra Locke's in it, and she's fantastic in it. There's some great moments in that film, and that would probably be my third favorite of the series.
And then the Deadpool probably should be the worst one, but I just think it's too entertaining.
Yeah, totally agree.
I think it's too entertaining to put it below the Enforcer. For me, it's probably fourth.
It's like Rocky 4 of the series.
Yeah, I agree. It's just it's
not
daft
the greatest, but so much fun. He's got a Chinese lieutenant with him who does kung fu. He's got the RC car chase throughout the blooming city. Jim Carrey in it, Liam Neeson, Guns N' Roses. Dear me. The film is so gloriously daft. It just works. It does.
It probably is the worst one of the 5, but I just think it's just a bit more entertaining than the Enforcer. I hate the villains in the Enforcer. I think they're horrible. They're just nasty bastards. I just don't like them. I like the way they get their comeuppance, but what they do in the movie, for me, it pushes a boundary. I think a couple of things that they do. But I still like the movie. But yeah, Dirty Harry, back to the original. It's just, this is a 70s staple. It's a must for the decade. If you want to delve into 70s movies, I think this one comes out on top. With a couple of other films, but it's just
up there with The Exorcist as one of the best and most important films of the 70s.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Star Wars, The Exorcist, Dirty Harry is like pinnacle 70s movies, must owns, in my opinion. But yeah, that's our number one. Dirty Harry.
It is, and probably one of the best, if not number one, 4K out there for picture quality. As you said, Andy, the picture quality is immense here. Once you get past like all the names, and then you see the skyline of San Francisco with the woman in the swimming pool. Whoa, what the heck is going on here? It is incredible how they've done it. That you see all the cars in the backdrop, all the city skylines, and the picture quality, the colors, everything looks incredible. It looks like it was made yesterday. This is what 4K is meant to be, and these old films, especially Dirty Harry, really showcase what the technology can be. And whilst the prices of some 4Ks can be expensive, this is worth every single penny. And if you're new to 4K, get this film.
I couldn't agree more with that. I sat down and watched this with Nige, and neither of us were ready for how good the transfer was.
Yeah,
I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't know it was going to be that good.
Yeah,
it's demo worthy. If you want to show off your 4K setup and show what the potential 4K can be, this is the film to demonstrate that. It is flawless the way it looks.
Yeah. Dolby Atmos with the Lilo Schifrin. Is it his name? Lilo Schifrin soundtrack. Jazzy, funky stuff. Love it. Perfectly suits the film. Now we need the other films in this limited edition style box sets. They would look lovely to line up together.
If they got announced tomorrow, I think I'd pre-order them all, because
absolutely
Warner Brothers have just done an exceptional job with this, putting this Dirty Harry set together. I think this was another one that sold out quite quickly as well.
I think so, yeah. I had a bit of a trouble to get it. My pre-order was cancelled from H&B like a couple of days before release. I was like, oh no. But
it's the worst, isn't it?
It is, but it's a packed release with like over 4 hours of special features. Some of the behind the scenes, some of the featurettes and the commentary here is superb. So many iconic scenes, and obviously it's based on the Zodiac Killer, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you've seen is it 2006 film Zodiac? I can't remember when it came out, but it's in 2000.
Yeah, it's around about then,
yeah. They even show this film in the cinema, don't they?
I think they do, yeah. I remember. I haven't seen that film in a long time, but yeah.
Yeah, I've got a kick out of that when they did that.
It's just too entertaining, this film. I think it is just...
It is.
It just works so well. The way the story, the characters, the execution of it, a villain you love to hate. It's all there.
One of the finest villains, and a lot of people complain like about the way Harry takes down these criminals and all that. But you've got to have a character like that to go up against somebody like Scorpio. You need somebody like that. You can't have somebody who's a goody two shoes. They'd probably end up being killed. But that's why you need someone who's kind of an equal to Scorpio, but obviously on the other side. And Clint Eastwood just oozes such a great aura throughout the whole film. As soon as he comes onto the scene, amazing. The whole bit with the bank robbery as well, the whole you feel lucky scene as well. Oh, so great.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think there's a reason why we both had it at number one.
Yeah.
It was, it's just a delightful movie.
It is.
Yeah, just one of the best made films ever, I think.
It is incredibly highly rewatchable as well. And with the sequels, I think as you said, like with Magnum Force, it's a great sequel, the best of the sequels. It really does play off with Harry's character and David Soul's character. What if Harry did go that little bit extra, which David Soul's character
that does answer that question. Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, because I love Magnum Force. I think it's just a great sequel. These rookie cops who take things to the limit, and instead of arresting people, they pretty much just kill them.
Judge, jury, and executioner. It's so good.
Yeah, one of my favorite scenes out of the whole Dirty Harry series is the swimming pool scene in Magnum Force. That to me is just iconic. 70s movies. I absolutely love it. But yeah, definitely the first two. I can quite happily watch the first Dirty Harry film and then stop.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't watch Magnum Force without watching Dirty Harry first. And carry on with the sequels. I wouldn't do that. I can watch Dirty Harry and Magnum Force and stop there. But I wouldn't, but yeah, Dirty Harry for me is the best of the five.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely. It is a 5 out of 5 all-time Hall of Famer. And again, years to come, people will still be talking about this film. I like the way that he talks about the bureaucracy with the police and the sort of political correctness. Even like back then, it was still a thing. And how his way of doing policing still gets results. The bit where this guy is threatening to jump off the roof and how he just goes up and gets the job sorted.
Yeah.
Just no nonsense, no rubbish, just cool as a cucumber. And obviously near the end where the bus sequence is, where he's standing on top and jumps onto the bus. One of the coolest moments in cinema history.
Yeah, that's the scene.
Oh, yeah.
Referring to, it's just, absolutely iconic.
So
we can't forget as well Hot Mary, who's about as hot as an ice cube.
Oh, but, yeah. Even better in 4K.
Yeah, it's just an absolute banger of a movie, isn't it? It's just, phenomenal stuff.
It's a film that can never be remade. Like Back to the Future, it's one of those films that was just perfect for its time. I know about 4 or 5 years ago, there was rumors that they wanted to remake it with Bradley Cooper. Leave While Alone.
It just it still holds up. It doesn't need remaking. It still serves its purpose. And if they did remake it, I doubt the 4K would look as good as this.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Yeah. And I don't think there could ever be an actor quite like Clint Eastwood who could pull off the Dirty Harry character. Perfect role for perfect actor, and just all the stars aligned with this film. Yeah, perfect. And one of the best 4Ks I've ever seen. Need I say more?
No, Pete. I think we've done it justice there. Basically, if you've not seen Dirty Harry, rectify it, get it on 4K, give it a watch.
Yeah.
So that's our number one pick, Dirty Harry.
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, so that is it, folks. We've reached the end of our list there. Amazing list, Pete. Thanks so much for joining me on that one. Really, really good. And thanks for picking.
Invite, Andy. Just been a lot of fun, and I think this is the start of a brilliant new series for you. And I wish every success for you. You deserve it.
No, thank you so much, Pete. Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it, and I'm really glad you were the first to have you on as the first guest, and we picked a cracking actor with Clint Eastwood. So we've had some cracking discussions tonight, and we've talked about some great films from his catalogue. But we'll wrap the video up there, and we've just had a really, really fun time doing it. So the next one, I think I'll be doing Kurt Russell with Mike from Cinema Axeman.
That's going to be great. So many wonderful films to choose from there. You and Mike.
Yes.
Another wonderful episode. Can't wait.
So that should hopefully be in the next week or so.
You're going to do these weeklies?
Not so much weekly. It's just as and when the guest is available. It's I'm easy. I'm quite flexible, but as I'm getting in touch with people, I'll just be messaging them to sort out when they're available. So it's not these aren't going to be set in stone time scales of release or anything like that. It's just as and when the guest is available. But yeah, that's going to be the next one. But yeah, no, thanks for joining me for this one, Peter. An absolute blast.
Thanks ever so much for inviting. I've really
this.
enjoyed it. It's made a change for me not to be in control of the stream
Exactly. Yeah, this is a first as well. Yeah, this is the first. But yeah, no, thanks again, Pete, so much for joining us. I've left a link to Pete's channel in the description below, so please go and check him out. Give him a subscribe. Check out his videos and live streams if you want to see more of us talking with other guests. Yeah, it's been an absolute blast tonight, Pete. So thanks for joining me.
Thanks ever so much once again, Andy. It's been a blast, and can't wait to see the future videos you do.
Cheers, Pete. Cheers. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'll leave the video there, guys, and just say thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.